bridge.
Yes!
This bridge connects greater
It's back! Let's go!
Construction work. It's finally open.
Let's go! It's back! Hammerhead is back, finally!
Much easier. Mahi.
Yeah! Yes! We get Mahi Mahi! Yes!
The platform will sink as the battle goes on.
We finally get Mahi Mahi. Yes! The Splatoon 3 Direct was amazing. I can't wait to play Splatoon 3, and I wanted to share, some little things I might have noticed that kind of got missed in the Direct. A lot of this information was found on Twitter, thanks to the community and people that just watched it. Some stuff I noticed. Other information is spotted on the website that you wasn't really shown or talked about in the trailer. So I kind of wanted to talk about all that. And first off, for everybody who owns Splatoon 2, if there's save data from Splatoon 2 on your system, part of it can be transferred to Splatoon 3, and there'll be some in-game rewards if you do so. So for example, you'll get some 3 golden Sheldon licenses, which can be exchanged for Wayne weapons regardless of player level. So you can get that weapon that you probably main in Splatoon 2 early and available in Splatoon 3 without having to wait at all. You can join Anarchy battles from the beginning, regardless of player's level, so you don't have to level up to level 10 to join Anarchy battles. You can just play immediately from the start the second you get the game. And you can start the game with a higher rank depending on your rank from Splatoon 2, which I imagine people who have X rank will probably be B-, and that way the little Timmies and the people who are starting Splatoon 3 for the first time aren't getting bullied, and you'll probably get matched with players who have similar skill level to you from Splatoon 2. So if you own Splatoon 2, there's a good time to play, get that grind and that rank up, so that way when you play Splatoon 3, your rank's already a little bit higher. The second thing that kind of got, a little bit under notice, there's going to be some updates onto modes that we already know. Things like Anarchy battles is probably going to get an update. X rank is added, which is going to be interesting because you can then choose the region you compete in. So in Splatoon 2, X rank was probably just sometimes you get put in EU lobbies, sometimes you get put in NA lobbies, sometimes you get put in Japanese lobbies. Now you can just choose when the season starts which region you're going to be in and compete in. So if you want to battle against mainly Japanese players and play in their lobbies, hey, you can do that. You can join X rank and join the Japanese region, and you don't have to play with NA or EU. So in Splatville, once you get a rank, you won't be able to go down as you play, so no more deranking as you play. However, all players' ranks will go down slightly every 3 months for a new season. This is actually calculated by looking at the highest rank that each player has received up to the point. So for example, let's say a rank will kind of be dropped by 2 from the highest rank that the player has achieved. So let's say somebody's A, they might get dropped down to B rank, and they'll start from there once the 3 months are over. Anyone who's S+ to S+ 9 will get dropped down to S. Anyone who's higher than S+ 9 will get dropped back down to S+ 0. So this is really cool to kind of after 3 months, it keeps people playing and people have to continuously try and earn their ranks, which is really nice. With future updates, they're probably going to change this and see hey, should we have the diminishing cap be more often? Should be less often? It's going to be interesting to see how they change this up. All battle modes from turf war to anchor battles to private battles and even league will have battle replay availability. So now let's say you get into a competitive match or you hold a fun party in private battles, you can save the replay and study it so you can know how to actually improve your own game and actually know how to beat an opponent's team, right? You can kind of understand what went wrong, what you didn't do right. And this is really cool for people who don't have a capture card or just want to be able to see what their teammates were doing in their match and why they were losing that entire match. You can also share that replay code with somebody, so you can easily send that replay code to a coach or a really high level player of one of your teammates to kind of be hey, I kind of had this match, but I was struggling. What went wrong here? Stuff like that. That way you're able to get better game sense and improve as a player, which is going to be really cool for competitive players. I'm really excited for that. Or even casual players who just want to know more about the game and just be better. Rainmaker and clamlets are going to get some change. So now instead of collecting 10 clams to form a football like in Splatoon 2, in Splatoon 3 you only need to collect 8 and you'll be able to make a clam football. In Rainmaker, some changes that seem to be added. Now there's checkpoints along the map, which looks like it. So now when the Rainmaker gets resetted, so basically the Rainmaker will reset to the closest checkpoint. I believe that's what it looks like. That's what it seems from the trailer, which seems really cool. So it makes it so it's a little bit easier to make a Rainmaker push rather than Rainmaker resets, now it goes back to mid and you have to play a whole game. And now it's if Rainmaker resets, it goes back to a certain place, which keeps up the level of Rainmaker competitively. Gear gets some changes now, so now you're finally able to change your main ability, and you can have your subs. So now you can have your favorite top, your headgear, your shoes, the gear that you love wearing. You can now have that with the subs and the abilities you wanted all day. Now you can be fresh and optimal, and I know damn well I'm gonna be optimal and fresh in this new game. With that, there's some more changes to gear. 2 new abilities have been discovered. So main power-up and bomb defense got removed from Splatoon 3, and that's actually really fun. Main power-up is a whole mess in Splatoon 2. Bomb defense people rarely use. People honestly kind of use like maybe one sub of it. So they got replaced in Splatoon 3, and it's kind of now replaced with two new abilities. So intensify action ability now allows you to just maximize your squid rolls and your squid search movements, so you can charge faster and do more consecutive squid rolls. This is amazing for anybody who loves movement. I love movement. This is going to be amazing. And it's only natural to lose some accuracy immediately after jumping or using squid rolls. Sub resistance up ability mitigates the effect of your opponent's sub weapon. The recently discovered ability, depending on the situation, you might take less damage from bombs and sprinklers, resistance from mist, and reduced time spent marked. So this is honestly a really cool sub that kind of just makes it so that if you get marked with point sensor, if you get marked from let's say toxic mist, it lessens the ability and lets you play more, which is amazing. I'm so happy this is in the game. Summer Run finally has some changes, and now for the first time ever, you can finally play Summer Run whenever you want. It's like 12 o'clock on a Monday, you can play. 12 o'clock on a Tuesday, you can play. 12 o'clock on a Wednesday, you can also play. Why? Because there's no more downtime. You know how in Splatoon 2, you go to play Summer Run, and it's like, oh no, the shift, it's kind of closed, you can't play right now? Not anymore. In Splatoon 3, you can play at any time you want. It's amazing. On top of that, while you're waiting for your teammates to kind of like connect to your room or get teammates, or even like waiting for to connect to the match, you can load up in a little practice area and practice. You can throw, you can hang out, similar to how you practice in a lobby for your anchor battles and your turf battles. You can now be in a little practice room for Summer Run, and this is huge. The new King Salmonoid looks really cool, but it looks like he isn't the only King Salmonoid there is. There's probably gonna be more King Salmonoids in the future from the wording that they gave, which is gonna be really exciting. So instead of just facing the same old King Salmonoid at the end of wave 3, now it's gonna be different things. So this is gonna be really exciting. And when you fight a King Salmonoid, you'll get fish scales. Fish scales are basically like a new type of currency, and the top performer who makes it to the extra wave and damages the King Salmonoid can get fish scales. There'll be 3 types of fish scales, and the rare varieties are more likely to drop after higher hazard levels. Exchange this extra employee benefit for special design splash tags, items for the lockers, and you can even use these fish scales to exchange them for like different work outfits. You know how in Salmon Run everyone has the same work outfit? Not anymore. In Splatoon 3, there's gonna be different work outfits. Of course, you know, Grisco approved, but it'll be different outfits. So now you can have a different style and a different variety of how you want to express yourself in Splatoon 3, even while you're doing Salmon Run, which is amazing. Little things that got spotted from the Direct. In the Japanese version of the Direct, Hammerhead Bridge showcases the little Statue of Liberty, which is probably the same Statue of Liberty from Octo Expansion in the background, which is a nice little cool Easter egg. Honestly, in the promotional art for Splatoon 3 story mode, we see like, you know, these masks, and guess who also has the new mask? That's right, the Splatoon 3 idols also have these masks, so maybe they'll be important in the Splatoon 3 story mode. Splatfest now has 333 X battles. So you know how like in Splatfest you can have like 10 times battles and 100 times battles as a multiplier? Now you can have 333, which, you know, to go along with Splatoon 3. You get it? 3 times. It's pretty cool. Some weapons got their kit known during the Direct, so stuff like Gluga having Splash Wall and Booyah is really interesting. Some other stuff got showcased here, like Bow has Toxic Mist and Whale 2.0. I'm honestly excited for that Splash-O-Matic that has Burst Bomb and Crab. That would be a really fun weapon to see, and honestly really cool to like play around with. All the weapons when the game launches will be available from the start, we know that, but some weapons will have 2 kits like Aerospray available from the start of the game. So you start the game, you could have 2 different versions of Aerospray, which is honestly gonna be really cool. On top of just being in the test range and just being able to test yourself out, you're able to actually have some targets that are able to shoot back, so you're able to practice your squid dodge. If they throw, let's say, Toxic Mist, you can see and practice how the effect of your own gear works against these dummies. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment down below. Are you excited for Splatoon 3? Yes, no, maybe so. Let me know how you feel about Splatoon 3 in the comments. And honestly, if you found any more like little Easter eggs or anything you kind of noticed, comment down below. I would love to see more of these comments, more little Easter eggs that I might have missed down in the comments down below. And share with a friend, share with somebody who you know loves Splatoon and is excited for Splatoon 3 like we are. And guys, my name is Gabe, and if you want more Splatoon in the meantime, hey, I did a whole tier list video here. Go check it out. I know you'll enjoy it. Yeah, go check it out.